Hi. It's been 2 weeks since I've been playing Starfield, and my goodness, do I have thoughts in my head. And I'm going to take them out of my head, and I'm going to give them to you with my mouth. So if that sounds fun, then good. Stick around, because I'm also going to be talking about the patch notes. There's a puddle, apparently, that makes you really over encumbered. Also, I'm going to be talking about how I feel about the game at the end of the video. So if that is of any interest, then please hang out, sit back, relax, go to sleep, and listen. Let's do this.
Wanna be a renegade? Red wolf, red wolf renegade, red wolf renegade.
Recently, it was revealed that there's a puddle in Aquila City, as shown here, that you can actually walk up to and apparently access the entire store nearby without getting into any trouble or anything. Come right up to this puddle right here, line up your camera just right, and boom, the entire inventory. It's kind of cool. It's time to talk about the patch notes. Some of these don't really affect me personally. I am a console player the majority of the time, but a lot of people have been asking for things like DLSS and a couple other quality of life changes. So that's exciting. Good for you. This patch is light overall, but I still wanted to talk about it because it's the first patch. This comes straight from Bethesda.net itself, right from the net. First, an enormous thank you to all of you for playing Starfield and your support. We are absolutely blown away by the response and all you love about the game. We're also reading all your great feedback on what you'd like to see improved or added to the game. This is a game we'll be supporting for years and years to come, so please keep all the feedback coming. Even if we don't get to your requests immediately, we'd love to do it in the future, like city maps. Wow! This is one of the biggest features that even myself was really kind of blown away. I thought the game was bugging out, honestly, when I pulled up the map and saw, well, this. Yeah, so that's good to know. Kind of makes you think something that could have been done launch maybe. But that's okay. For all the things that the game does great, I think lack of a map, not huge, but kind of like, dude. Moving on. Our priority initially is making sure any top blocker bugs or stability issues are addressed and adding quality of life features that many are asking for. So Bethesda has always been really great about having their ear to the ground and really listening to the community. So there's that. This first update is a small hotfix targeted at the few top issues we are seeing. After that, expect a regular interval of updates that have top community requested features, including, oh yeah, brightness and contrast controls, HDR calibration menu. Wow, I have heard so many people complaining about the HDF? Yes, no. The HDR, and rightfully so. I don't actually have an HDR TV, so I don't know what that means. But I'm excited for the people that get to have more control when it comes to these accessibility options. I mean, hey, the more options, the better. FOV slider. A lot of people actually have motion sickness, and I've heard that the FOV slider does help with that. And the majority of people do like a higher FOV, really just to give them more peripheral when running around in first or third person. And you really do need it, especially when you're surrounded by a ton of enemies. So that's exciting. An eat button for food. Nom nom. This is cool because when you're running around the world and you say, ooh, cool, a muffin, that will heal me for 1.5 points. I personally am not using a whole lot of food because it doesn't heal me a lot. If I am low health and I happen to see some food laying around, it would be nice to just eat it off the table like an animal instead of having it pile up in my inventory. So cool, thanks. NVIDIA DLSS support. Wow, donkeys living seamlessly simultaneously. I can't wait to see that come to PC. But seriously, it's great to see more options coming because a lot of people at launch were having issues with NVIDIA and AMD and being forced either way. So DLSS is good to see for people that want the performance boost. So there you go. This is the exciting stuff that I can't wait to talk about. So let me talk about it. Additionally, we are working on our built-in mod support, Creations. That will work across all platforms similar to what we've done with Skyrim and Fallout 4. This full support is planned to launch early next year. Until then, we know our PC community is already very active in the modding space, and if you have any feedback on how we can make this better, please let us know. Oh, they will. They will. Modding and creating in our games will always be a vital and important part of who we are, and we love seeing the community get off to such a strong start. Keep the feedback coming. This is so good to see right off the bat. I mean, it was a long time before console mods. It took like 17 versions of Skyrim to come until we got full mod support. Everybody on PC, you're already modding away, so that's awesome. Modding in Bethesda games has always been an incredibly important part, as they've said here, and I cannot wait to see what people create. Now, something that I did want to touch on is we know that Bethesda has been very adamant about modding and the modding community and how much they want to support it. However, this is probably where the monetization for Starfield comes in. We did see a while back that Starfield would include in-game purchases, and a lot of people sort of shrugged this off as it's just going to be DLC. We've already got the one expansion already coming. But listen, right now as it stands in Starfield, there is only one skin that I have found in my 100 plus hours. And that skin comes with the premium upgrade. So it would stand to reason that if there's going to be an atomic shop version for Starfield, you know, and a little in-game shop where you can purchase star points or something stupid like that. $3 for a little weapon skin, $5 for this or that, you know, it's probably going to happen. And if they're not going with an in-game shop via menu, they're probably going to do it through Creation Club the same way that they did with Fallout 4 and with Skyrim. So I really want to know what you think about that. Is that nasty? Or do you think this is a good way for Bethesda to at least support the modders a little bit? I don't know the nitty-gritty details of how much they actually get paid per mod. Is it actually worth their time? The majority of these people making mods are doing it just because they love the game. They're not getting paid at all. So what's a little bit of extra money on the side if the community is praising it in droves? If it's good, then it's good. So we'll see how this plays out in the future. Performance and stability. Improved stability relating to installations. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to immediately get 50, 60 frames on console, but it's good to see that stability is some of the things that they're patching in early just to make sure the experience feels smooth. 3 quests got a bug fix where the quest was blocked. All that money can buy, Into the Unknown. Sorry. Shadows in Neon. Oh, that's it. I was gonna keep reading, but that's it. Good, thanks. So there you go, there's the patch. It's short, it's sweet, just like this video. But before you go, I figured I'd just pack my review into this video because there's not a whole lot Starfield related. And honestly, this channel is not a Starfield centric channel. It's just that it's my most anticipated game for so long, and it's really what started the channel off as it is now, besides the podcast. But really, I'm gonna do it just for having fun. And if you're having fun with me, then like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So now, let me tell you how I feel about Starfield. All my gaming life, I've always dreamed of a game where you can be who you want, go where you want, do who you want. And Bethesda games have always been the top for me personally, as I grew up playing games like Morrowind, Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, so on and so forth. And these games really showed me the beauty of role-playing and sort of curated my taste when it came to RPGs. So when you take Mass Effect and Skyrim and smash them together and make a little baby, that's what you get. You get Starfield. Everything from the incredible music, the location, the atmospheric lighting, the interior design, the character themselves, the quests and things that you may run into thinking they're inconsequential, and then later on down the road, the consequence shows up at your front door, and you're like, who are you again? Starfield takes everything that we loved about Bethesda games and throws it into the sci-fi scope in such a beautiful way. And for all it does great, it doesn't come without its cons. For me personally, I wish that the space travel felt more like you were actually on a journey, like you were really going somewhere and had to get ready for that. I would absolutely love for them to add a survival system in the future to give us the option for a more hardcore space survival sim. When fast travel is introduced in a game like Starfield, you end up bouncing from planet to planet in an instant without even thinking about having to run to your ship and actually take off. Hopefully some quality of life changes come to make it feel like travel is meaningful, like you are actually on a journey. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the solution to this very, very small gripe that I have, but I'm excited to see how it could evolve either through DLC, updates, mods, what have you. The other small gripe I have, honestly, is it's the crafting. Now, this really only came into the grand scope of crafting with Fallout. You pick up a tin cup and say, "Whoo, wow, I can make a toy out of this." Or you pick up a lead pencil and you say, "Oh cool, I could stab someone with this." But seriously, you can craft things out of the random items that you find all over the world. Now, to be fair, Fallout is a survival game at its core, so in an apocalyptic setting, survival does rely on you picking crap up and just making crap out of them. So I'm thinking that maybe they wanted to dumb this down a bit for the modern audience and people who are going to be playing Starfield as their first Bethesda game ever. So the intimidation factor might be there where they don't want you to pick up literally everything thinking that it might be useful down the road, because let's be honest, some of us do that, okay? Honestly, those are two of the main things that distract me personally, but I don't want to waste too much time. I just really wanted to give my thoughts and to sort of express how it makes me feel. Do I love it? Yes, I love it a lot. Now, this is coming from a huge Bethesda fan, so I know that there might be some things that I'm looking over that I've gotten used to in Bethesda games. But for all intents and purposes, it does everything that Bethesda does great and makes it even more greater. But I can honestly say after 100 hours of playing Starfield, I still feel like I am barely scratching the surface. Still discovering things, still running into new characters, new locations, new quests, factions that I haven't even touched yet. I honestly could go on and on, but I just wanted to give my short, quick thoughts on Starfield instead of making a whole video about a review. And it's only once in a blue moon that a game like this comes out and you genuinely feel like this game was made for me and not you. It's super special, and I really can't praise it enough for everything great that it does. It's not going to be for everyone, and that's totally fine. Just be nice to each other, or I'll find you and I'll kiss you. So there you have it. I didn't want you guys to think that I fell off the face of the earth because, well, I kind of did, except in Starfield. That was dumb. Just wanted to give my thoughts on everything, the patch notes. I will be reporting on other games that I'm excited about, like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, or I guess it's just called Bloodlines 2 now. So Cyberpunk 2077 expansion is coming soon, very soon. So I'll touch on that, give my thoughts on what's happening there, so on and so forth. So thank you all so much. As usual, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.